Okay, 2002 Dodge Ram 2500 SLT Laramie extended cab 2-wheel drive, brown. So today I'm doing the actually backstory. Did a coolant flush 2-3 weeks ago. Coolant was really nasty. Flushed it with about 20 gallons of distilled water, and I used 2 quarts of Blue Devil coolant flush in it. Cycled it through there 4 or 5 times, however many times it took. Refilled it with Xerex coolant. Mixed it myself. I bought the concentrated stuff. It's a lot cheaper that way. Anywho, did that, drove it a couple times. Water pump starts leaking. It looks like the original water pump, so I ordered a new one. Should be out here somewhere. It's out here on my table. Ordered a new water pump. It's a Gates. Got a nice thick gasket. Get this out of here. Should have done this before I started the video, but whatever. Good looking water pump. New pulley, new seals, all that in there. Here's the part number, 43526. So, I talked to my transmission guy. I actually took it over there. He just rebuilt my transmission. And basically, when the truck was cold, he test drove it, and I was in the car with him. He said, man, that fan is sucking way too much air. It's not letting the truck get up to operating temperature fast enough. Basically, he said the fan clutch felt tight. So I went ahead and ordered a new fan clutch too, because I'm going to be in here doing all this. So here's the new fan clutch. This doesn't look completely identical, but it does have the same size nut. There's the factory one I just took off. It's got this little coil thing in it. Okay, there is a little bit of a depth difference, slight, maybe 1/4 inch or something like that. It's still got the little coil thingy, cooling fins, all that. Here's the fan. So, got this one on eBay or Amazon, I don't remember. If you can see that, I can't. Sun's glaring in my phone, but you know, whatever. Anyway, so I watched a lot of videos on how to take the fan clutch off. The water pump doesn't look like a big deal, but it's just 2 bolts. But what I did not have to take the fan shroud out. Okay. I also did not have to remove my washer fluid tank. I did go ahead and take the radiator, the coolant overflow bottle off, but all that does, you just lift it up and it pulls out. No big deal there at all. I was going to take the radiator fan shroud out. Someone's already zip tied all these, so that wouldn't be hard to get off, but there's 3 bolts down here, and I started wrestling with this washer fluid bottle and couldn't get it off. So I said, screw it. I'm going to try to get it off without taking the shroud off. So basically, move some stuff around here. What I did, first off, I rented this tool from O'Reilly. It's a fan clutch wrench set. I'm sure you can buy it as well. This one takes a 36mm wrench on that nut right there. 36mm. Fits right on there. It was included in here. It's not one of those pneumatic ones like a lot of people are coming out with videos now, but they also have this, which is a adjustable fan clutch holding tool. This sucker is awesome. Okay, I thought I was going to be out here fighting with this thing, and basically what you do is you take these hooks right here, Again, one-handed here, but you open this up, it's got a little ratchet pawl thing on it right here, and you put it on the bolts on this thing right here. I don't even know what that is. Some kind of pulley. Anyway, there's bolt heads sticking out, and you take these and clamp them on there, and once you close this, it doesn't come back until you hit this. So you ratchet those down on there, hold this with one hand, you take the 36mm wrench, and it's got reverse threads, so you go righty-tighty to loosen it up, and it broke that fan loose just like that. Plenty of leverage on it, it worked great. Now, it did not look like the fan is bolted to the back of the fan clutch. I don't think I would have been able to get that whole assembly out. So what I did, there's 4 1/2-inch bolts that go into the back of here, okay? Right here. They bolt into the back. What I did, I got my 1/2-inch little ratchet wrench here. I loosened all these up, took them out by hand, okay? And I kept spinning the fan clutch until it came off, and I moved it back and pulled it right out. Then I pulled the fan out. The fan takes a little bit of finagling to get it out of there, a little bit of wiggling around, but it'll come out. So I did not have to remove my my washer fluid tank, and I wouldn't have had to remove my overflow tank either. All I did was I popped the top coolant hose off, drained the bottom of the radiator, broke the fan clutch 36mm nut loose with those rented tools from O'Reilly, took out the 1/2-inch bolts in the back of the fan that was connected to the fan clutch. I kept spinning the fan clutch this way, okay, until it came off. I slid that out, then I worked the fan out, and there we are. I'm sure I just saved myself at least 1 to 3 hours of work, because I've never done this before. So, but I have watched enough YouTube videos, gone to YouTube University basically, to kind of figure this out. So I'm going to be doing the water pump also, like I said, but I didn't want to go this far and not do the fan clutch, especially. I mean, that thing looks like it's 10 or 20 years old. You know, the truck's 20 years old, and if it's never been replaced, it needs to. Everything on it needs to be replaced. So anyway, I'm going to keep going. So keep your fingers crossed for me. I'd really appreciate that. Let's get back to work. All right, guys. So everything's done. Got the fan clutch on, got the fan back onto the fan clutch, got the new belt on, got the water pump in, got it refilled with coolant. So, yeah, here's the old belt. I mean, this thing was freaking trashed. There's a bunch of cracks in it. I mean, it was pretty dry rotted. You can pretty much see there all the dry rot cracks in it. And that was the dirty old water pump. Look at that thing. Just crusty, rusty. The freaking gasket isn't even sticking out past the little lip anymore. So finally the seal just gave out. I'm sure some freaking weirdo put a bunch of RTV on it. You know, there is some play in it also. Again, it's hard to do with one hand, but there's play in it. So yeah, I'm glad I went ahead and replaced that. Another thing you will need for this is a serpentine belt tool. It's over here. Sorry for the shaky camera, but I'm not a pro. This one, I've seen some other videos where some people said they take a 1/2 inch. Actually, let me see here. Yeah, that's a 3/8. So my tensioner that's on here took a 3/8 anvil. So that's what that was. You don't want to try to do this without a serpentine belt tool. I already had this tool from a car I bought years ago. And I was at AutoZone like an idiot trying to change the belt in the parking lot, and the tool wouldn't work, and I had to bring it home and cut the handle off. Freaking nightmare. But anyway, I own that tool now. I owned it for about 15 years now, maybe 10, I don't know. But here's how it all looks. Got that new Gates, what do they call that? Fleet Guard belt on there, heavy duty, whatever. New water pumps in here. So I did run it for a minute before I put the fan back on, just to make sure that belt was seated correctly, and it was. New fan clutch fits in there nice, got all the bolts torqued down. Got my upper radiator hose back on, and I went ahead and pulled this off and pulled the thermostat out and cleaned the housing off again, like the mating surface. And I wanted the coolant to rise up through the side of the block there and kind of burp the air out and fill up, so I did that. I got some coolant in the overflow, and I made sure this was topped off. I think I said the upper radiator hose is back on. Let's just ignore this battery holder for now. One thing at a time. Check the oil again. It's not milky, which is awesome on a 20-year-old truck. I don't know what I'm going to do next as far as working on this thing, but the dash needs to be replaced. You can see it looks like the Grand Canyon in there. It's still there, but it's got about 5 or 6 cracks in it, typical on these. The AC does not blow cold. The heater does not blow hot, but they do both blow. So I guess when I do the dash, I'm going to replace the heater core. And I don't know what's going on with the AC. I'm not an expert on that. I really don't know much at all about ACs. So I may put it in the shop and have them diag it and just see if there's a leak somewhere or what's going on with that. So anywho, I'm about to crank this baby up and drive it. And hopefully she doesn't fall apart on me. So anyway, oh, by the way, these ranch hand bumpers, they make a nice little workbench right there. Holds a bunch of tools. So I hope this helps y'all, some of y'all out. If y'all have a similar truck to this, I'm always happy to pay it forward. I was really planning on just taking a whole day because I thought I was going to have to take the shroud off and you know, both bottles on the sides and all that. I did not have to do that. When I put the fan and fan clutch back on, there's Jessaroo. What's up, Jess? When I put the fan clutch back on, I put the fan on first, and then I stuck the fan clutch on there and started spinning it to the left, like lefty-loosey, to tighten it up, because again, it's reverse threads. Once I got that about halfway threaded on there, that's when I went in with the little 1/2-inch bolts, bolted the fan to the fan clutch, torqued them down, and then I torqued down the fan clutch to that pulley. So didn't have to remove the shroud. Awesome. Saved a lot of time. So anyway, thank you all for watching, and I really appreciate it. If you'd like and subscribe, it'd really help my channel out a lot, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.